Hi everybody and welcome back. We are still at GAMA 2018 covering a whole swath of cool looking games, and right now I am here with Ryan Laukat from Red Raven Games. How you doing, Ryan?
Good, how you doing?
I'm good, good to see you, and good to see all the goodies that you've brought for us to take a look at. So we're going to start off with this one, which is an expansion to a fantastic game, Near and Far.
Yeah.
Tell me all about it.
So this will be out in July.
Okay.
And yeah, this expands Near and Far. It's called Amber Mines because it comes with a deck of cards. Instead of going on the mine the way you normally do in Near and Far, now you can explore these caves. And every time as you explore, you'll draw new cards, and you can decide, do you want to keep going this way, or are you going to go in a down shaft and try to find better treasure? It's sort of a push your luck thing.
Gotcha.
And you might run into different obstacles, like there are creatures, if I can find one. Yeah. Well, like here's a rock slide you might have to get around, so you'll have to have a certain amount of skill to get it.
Okay.
But it really expands the whole mine area on the town. And so you actually take one of these boards, here it is, yep, and you place it over the top of the original game board, and it changes the building abilities. Another cool thing it adds is spells. So you can actually go to the Mystic's Hut and gain magic power, and then you draw these spell cards, and the spell cards give you special abilities, and there are a whole bunch of them. When you use them, you flip them over, and then every time you go back to the Mystic's Hut, you can flip them back.
Got it. Very nice.
Yeah, that's kind of, and then of course we have more stories and more characters. Oh, these are the tokens. This is the magic track. So you put those like that, and then the general store changes as well. So you have a board you put on top of that.
Very cool. So this sounds interesting. It sounds like players are getting more of what they know, what they already know they like, more story, more of that content.
Right.
And things they maybe did not realize they wanted, which is, some new actual gameplay mechanisms.
Right.
That you can add on top of that, switch things that were already in play to be replaced by new concepts.
Right. And actually, I forgot the biggest thing. It also comes with co-op mode. So this changes the game quite a bit. There were a lot of people that said, I like the game, but I can't get it to the table because my group is like a co-op group.
Sure.
So this is the co-op board, and you'll be fighting against the Red King. And
hate that guy.
I know, he's the worst. So yeah, and he'll have minion cards that he sends to the town, and these guys will get in the way, and you'll have to try to get rid of them.
Okay.
But it really changes the feel of the game. And
now, is that mode going to utilize everything that's already in the game? Do you still go through the adventures? You're still doing all the reading, all of that?
Yeah, it still keeps everything, all the basic mechanics in the game. So, but now you're trying to basically you're combining your score together, and you're racing the clock. So that clock goes to a certain point, you'll lose the game if you don't end the game and get a certain point value before the game ends.
Gotcha. So is it a win-lose type co-op, or a write down your score and try to do better next time?
Yeah, it's a lose co-op. So if you'll count up your score, and then you'll count up the Red King's score.
Got it.
And if you don't beat him, then
so he's keeping score as well.
Right.
Got it. Very cool. Yeah, this looks great. You said July for this?
Yeah.
Okay.
July,
and
retail.
Retail July, and what's the MSRP on that?
$24.99.
$24.99. Very cool. Yeah, this looks great, and I believe besides this fantastic looking stuff, you're going to show us one more thing. So let's take a look at that.
Yep.
And now we've got Haven on the table here. Lots of green, very lush looking game. Tell me what's going on.
Yeah, so the story of this game is, now this is a 2-player game.
Okay.
One player gets to play a mystical forest, and another player gets to play like an evil city. And the evil city is trying to take over the forest, and the forest creatures are trying to defend their home.
Okay.
So it's in the game. It's a card-based sort of push your tug of war kind of push your luck thing. So you'll have all these creature cards. Right now I just have the forest side set up. There's also the city side, and they'll have their own cards. And so it's asymmetrical. They have a couple different powers and different abilities. And in the game, you'll play creatures to these different lore tokens. These represent sort of the power of the forest.
Okay.
And you'll try to push your luck. Now, this is sort of a blackjack thing, where if you overshoot on one of these numbers, then you'll bust. But the other player is trying to do the same thing, and you'll be playing cards back and forth, trying to, you know, maybe make someone draw too many cards, or and there are all sorts of different special abilities. And then here on the board, this is the area control part. So like, this is the stone elemental. So that represents the stone power.
Gotcha.
And so when we fight over this area, that means we're trying to take over this spot on the board. And then if I took it over, I would put one of my tokens there. But if the city took it over, then they would put one of their tokens there. And then there's sort of a majority thing where if you control the majority of stones around an area, then you'll control that area. And it's a great game. It's like a half hour, but there's like a lot of meaty card play, back and forth type of card play.
Very cool. Very cool. Obviously, we're looking at a prototype.
Yeah, prototype. I don't have all the pieces here, actually. I just got a couple of them. But this will actually be on Kickstarter within a few weeks.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Yeah, that was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
So this is upcoming. You've got a prototype here. Is this your own design?
So this is, I did all the art, but Alf Siegert's the designer for this game.
Alf Siegert's game. Okay, and you've worked with him before.
Yeah.
I know you did.
Our earlier game with Alf was Dingo's Dream.
That's right.
So.
That's right. Yeah. Very cool. 2-player tug of war style game. Looks really cool. I see over here. I'm assuming that this player, having drawn a 3 and a 3, that's good for matching that 6 that did not go over. I'm also seeing some symbols there, a couple of arrows.
Right, I forgot to mention this. So yeah, each card has a lore value and then a combat value. So the combat value, whoever has the higher combat value, that's who's going to take over the region. But whoever has the lore value that's closest to this, they will take the lore power.
Got it. And the arrows, I'm assuming that's the combat power.
Yeah, right. So and then you'll take this card.
Got it. And then the values are changing. Okay.
Yeah. So there's two. It's kind of it's a dual combat each time.
So what kind of things are we going to find in the other 2 decks?
So in the other decks, these are like lore. These are called lore powers. So this one, the Summoning Orchid, you can count this as an offering. So you'll play offering cards, and once 3 offering cards have been revealed, then that's when the combat basically starts, and you sort of resolve to see who wins. And then some of these, like this is a Misty Gateway, so you can move one of your seekers or exchange them. So it's like they traveled through a mystical gateway to get to a different place.
So a lot of manipulation going on over here in this deck. Text manipulation of what's of the tug of wars at play. Are all 3 of these happening at the same time?
Yeah. So you have to balance. Like, am I going to go here? Oh, and there's a secret element too, because you can play some of these cards secretly. Like if you play them from their hands, so you kind of have to guess. Like, oh, is he closer there? I don't know. And then maybe you'll get a spell card and you'll play it, and then you'll be able to turn over and see what they had. But maybe you won't. So you'll kind of have to guess like where to go.
So a little bit bluffing, a little bit of push your luck as well. Very nice, very nice, cool. Coming to Kickstarter, what's going to be the pledge level on that?
I don't have the exact pledge levels, but I will say the final MSRP is probably going to be around $30 or $25.
Around 30.
Yeah.
So would this fit in the sort of smaller line of boxes you've put out before, like Artifacts Inc., that sort of line? Is it something
it's
bigger?
definitely kind of in that line. The box for this actually will be a square box, a 10 by 10, but it's definitely that kind of, it'll fit kind of right in within those other games.
Very cool.
So.
Very cool. All right, so that is Haven. Keep an eye out for that coming to Kickstarter soon. Very cool. Good talking to you. I appreciate you always coming by and showing us some great looking stuff.
Yeah,
thank you. Yeah, thanks. And thank you folks for tuning in, checking all this out. We'll see you on the next one.
See ya.